The Bronzeville Neighborhood Farm officially came into being in the spring of 2017. Many people have contributed to the history and growth of the farm before and since. But one man in particular, Johnny Owens, through strategic planning, fierce determination, hard work, and a lot of love for the community, brought the vision of the farm into reality. During this time, Johnny served as Director of Community Building for Centers for New Horizons. A major part of his work, under the leadership of Dr. Sakoni Karanja, was to organize the Bronzeville Alliance.
Sort of separate those who are serious about this from those who just may have a casual interest, and that's okay. That's okay.
A coalition of community groups working to build a better Bronzeville. The Alliance was formed in 2007. In 2010, the group went on to establish BANG, the Bronzeville Alliance Neighborhood Garden.
One day I walked up and there was, the plants were coming up, and we all of a sudden had corn growing down that aisle and collard greens coming out and tomatoes, and it was just wonderful. And I want to thank these ladies, and I want to thank the straw boss right over here. Because they endured on this. John Owen's real job is that he's an organizer, but he has become a gardener under the direction of Michael Howard, who worked with us from the Eden Place.
Under John's leadership, the garden became a major community hub for promoting healthy lifestyles and exposing residents to the challenges and opportunities of urban agriculture and environmental justice. From 2010 until 2017, with the help of many notable environmental leaders, such as Michael Howard of Eden Place, the garden produced several healthy crops of local produce, which was either sold or shared with local residents.
And we'll be recognizing seniors in particular, whether you were involved or not. You will be recognized because we know you all got knowledge that we need. So I want to invite you all to come Friday. And in return for coming, I'm going to give you some collard greens and tomatoes and a few cucumbers. Okay? So we got a deal, right?
Yes.
We got a deal?
Yes.
All right. Friday.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
The garden produced several cooking demos at the garden and in the community. Organized a major corner store campaign to bring residents, owners, and local officials together to help stores better serve the community.
So I tried introducing fresh okra, and I have customers come in and ask me for fresh produce. And
most importantly, organized several large community forums to bring environmental leaders to the community to help residents improve health and wellness outcomes. The garden became a sought-after gathering space for people from all ages and walks of life. Though much was accomplished, Johnny had a much bigger vision.
This is the first garden that we managed to build. Urban agriculture is one of the tools, but we're going to be expanding across the street next summer if we're able to continue to get the funding and support we need to make that happen. The alderman has been very supportive of this effort.
For several years, he saw the large vacant lot across the street from the original garden as the perfect space to establish a farm geared more toward production of crops, while the original space would serve as a teaching garden for residents. Thus was born the Bronzeville Neighborhood Farm. John worked closely with 3rd Ward Alderman Pat Dow, who still remains one of the strongest supporters of John's legacy. Eventually, with methodical planning, careful recruitment of key personnel, such as Master Gardener David Welch and several others, including myself, Amandilo Kuzan, John began to establish a presence at the 4148 Calumet location. It was a humble beginning, with open beds of soil laid out in random arrays. The going was slow and tedious. To make matters worse, centers stopped funding John's department, meaning we no longer could rely on a major financial and organizational foundation of the farm. Though the going was tough, giving up was not an option. Eventually, Neighborspace became involved. Under the leadership of Ben Helpan, Robin Klein, and Eric Hernandez, Neighborspace brought much-needed resources to the cause. More permanent beds were constructed. In time, the organization secured major funding to help build out the space into a much more efficient and productive operation. AUA, Advocates for Urban Agriculture, met with the team on several occasions to finalize the layout. It exceeded our wildest expectations. With the help of Erica Allen and Urban Growers, we actually built a hoop house. We replaced our random small beds with 3 large beds, installed a storage shed and performance area for community gatherings, made space for a beehive, installed a water line, no more running hoses from the fire hydrant, installed a beautiful new fence, and to top it all off, we installed electricity, Wi-Fi, and the cherry on top, a cool bot designed to provide cold storage for crops. Dozens of groups and community volunteers have helped maintain the day-to-day working of the farm during the growing seasons. Schools, businesses, and everyday people continue to sign up and work hard on volunteer days. Community gatherings became bigger and better as we began to maximize the new space and reach out to the surrounding community. Under John's leadership, the farm secured the participation of Mario Langoni, urban anthropology manager in the Keller Science Action Center of the Field Museum, who now serves on the board of the Bronzeville Neighborhood Farm. Mario has brought several subject matter experts to the farm to talk about the importance of pollination, such as the monarch butterfly, and has helped to raise the profile of the farm as a place of learning and exploration. Lanissa Trice, another board member, has led the way in organizing cooking demos for the farm. Several top chefs have graced the stage to present vegetable-based, simple recipes that are delicious and healthy. Rounding out the board is John Worthy, a military veteran, contractor, and local businessman who has been a major support for our new executive director, Rosalind Owens. As most of you know, our beloved leader and founder, Johnny Owens, was killed on August 17, 2021, in a brutal home invasion.
A local community organizer, 65-year-old Johnny Owens, was shot and killed in a home invasion last week. And tonight, his widow speaking with WGN News about the activist's extraordinary life and the relationships he built through gardening. WGN's Mike Lowe reports.
He had worked in community organizing years ago.
They called Johnny Owens a community organizer, but he was really a gardener, a man who planted seeds and watched them grow.
And he was just so dedicated to it. He would say, "Roz, I have to go water the garden."
His wife Rosalind said she knew he was the one after dating for just a couple of months. She suggested they would foster 2 twin boys.
And he took to the babies so well. I didn't even have to quit my job. He just moved in because he was taking care of the babies.
Owens was shot on August 17th when a man broke into his Hazel Crest home.
My husband was a good man, and, you know, for something like this to happen, the boldness of it, you know, I'm trying not to focus on that.
The 65-year-old began his career as an organizer working with a young Barack Obama.
John's sudden death reverberated throughout the Chicago community and left the future of the farm on a precarious slope. Despite her pain and grief, John's widow, Rosalind Owens, rose to the occasion and stepped in as executive director of the farm.
Today was an awesome day having the youth here. Today was the final day, the celebration. So their organization that sponsored them being here, People Matters, are celebrating. Some of them worked here at the Bronzeville Neighborhood Farm. They learned how to cultivate vegetables, how to harvest vegetables, how to get plant starts, and how to pull weeds. Oh my goodness.
She began building on the foundation established by her late husband, bringing a whole new set of skills as an organizer and educator to the role. Today, the farm continues to grow and prosper under her leadership, hosting dozens of volunteers from across the city. Produce sales are increasing, and we continue to learn new ways to get the most out of the soil. In April of this year, we hosted Dr. Shemuel Israel of the North Lawndale Greening Committee to provide soil enhancement practices for the farm. The highlight of the 2024 season has been the unveiling of the art bench designed by renowned local artist, Candace Hunter. Candace spent several months collecting stories from Bronzeville residents and then wove them into the design of the bench. The unveiling was another chance to bring community together to celebrate and reflect on the rich heritage of the area. As gentrification accelerates throughout the neighborhood, the Bronzeville Neighborhood Farm continues to serve as an anchor for community gatherings and social development. We welcome you here this evening to share in this great work, to honor the legacy of Johnny Owens, and to strengthen support for the farm going forward. Let's continue to build a better Bronzeville.